We are live. Good afternoon. This is Tom Ginn and
Mark Essert, and we made the
Elevate Your
trip.
Profits. So, Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you, and why don't you share with the audience today a little bit about this program, why we formed it, and then I'll take over a little bit and we'll do our introduction to our fabulous guest tonight, okay?
Oh, tremendous. Thank you, Tom. It's always good to be here. Another magnificent Monday, as I say to everybody. Even my first call today said, you caught me a little early. Can you call me back? But to get back to Elevate Your Profits, why do we do this? This is a platform that, how long we've been doing this now? 2-3
Almost
years?
3 years, Mark.
That's
Almost
scary.
3 years this
That's scary.
August, I think, September.
And you and I really have no business doing that if you add up the age factor. I'm kidding everybody, but Elevate Your Profits truly is about people that have a passion, a purpose. It's not just about dollars and cents, although it's okay because we talk about money. And I think, Mr. Cordon always states, Grant Cordon, have a duty, obligation, responsibility. And we're probably going to get into that tonight with our guest. Why this platform, why look at it, why utilize it. And so we've had people in technology, which we're having tonight. We've had people in healthcare. We have people that are authored. They've written books. We've had Ben Gay. We've had, we could go on and on. I'm not going to drop all these names, but all these industries, the neat thing about it is we learn. And that's the beauty of this medium right here. I never thought I'd be doing this 2 years ago. 3 years ago. I was scared to death to get in front of a camera and, because the camera never lies. Just like I'll quote somebody, he was a fighter. Muhammad Ali said, the mirror never lies. He always looked into the mirror. And if he looked good, he felt good and he fought well. And this is a tool I'm really excited about tonight to hear how it started, where it's at, and most important of all, what's next. And that what's next factor is going to be really cool. But that's why we do what we do here at Elevate Your Profits, to learn from other people, grow, develop. And Tom, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Well, Mark, before I do the introduction, I'm going to do our little video rollout, and then
Absolutely.
We'll be right back and I'll introduce our fabulous guest, okay? I could play that over and over and should have looped it, but I just want to thank Tonya Hoffman for the opportunity to be part of the Be Connected community. I always like to give credit where credit's due. One of my colleagues here in the Milwaukee area knew that I was doing live streaming. She contacted me, introduced me to this platform, and I was we lost Mark. There he is. There we go. I was very much impressed with the technology, the 5-in-1 units of technology bundled together, and still learning it. It's no different than anything else that we do out there, but I really love this platform for many reasons. Number one, the cost reductions. If I use the same resources I was using before, I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month. And as a business person, a business coach, the easiest dollar made in business, the dollar saved. So that was the first thing. And then I saw the functionality of this platform, what it could do for somebody that's doing presentations. It's not a social media platform. It's a business platform designed to help business people become more effective in their business for their marketing and sales. This platform does some things no other platform does. So when I saw I call them the widgets and what this platform can do, I said, I'm all in. We've had conversation. I've taken the next step on the income side of the opportunity with Be Connected. But today, I'm really excited to introduce a fabulous lady, Tonya Hoffman. I'll let her say her little bio a little bit about who she is and what her experience is. Tonight's topic is from idea, vision to reality, and that's sort of what I work on in my coaching is getting people to vision the outcome they seek. And this platform today has progressed to a place where we're going to be launching and really disrupting this space of technology to make it more effective for people. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the CEO of Be Connected, Tonya Hoffman. It's all yours. Share a little bit with the audience, a little bit of your background, where you're from, where you live now, and a little bit about your vision with this platform.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gann and Mr. Gassett. One of the things that people always ask me is, how did I even come up with the idea of Be Connected? And, why did I go? And the first person I asked was Mr. Reed, who's the other co-founder and COO. And I think, when you start looking at, we all have a journey in life. And a lot of times, as you know, we're like, why did I do that? Or why did I have that experience? And then later on, you're like, oh, okay, that came in handy. Or now I get it. It's kind of one of those things. So I started off on my first, entrepreneurial journey in my 20s, owning 2 retail stores that I created. There were Science and Nature stores in the Houston area. And so that was my first venture for about 7 years. When I was 25, started that. And then I moved from Houston to Austin. And I thought, there's got to be something better than retail. I think anybody who has a retail store understands that. And then I was doing wholesaling to small businesses across Texas. And someone mentioned the word Chamber of Commerce. I'm like, you're kidding. You can find all the businesses in one location, and I don't have to go through the heat of Texas summer to go and meet them, in their locations. I was like, this is brilliant. Well, no one told me that you had to be attacked by everyone, because when you're new at a Chamber of Commerce or a networking group, they're like, ooh, fresh meat. Look, here's my business card. And I didn't know what to do. I was such an introvert. It was very overwhelming. But pretty quickly, I was like, this is brilliant. I love this whole concept of putting people into one spot to help their businesses. And so I quickly joined 52 different business networking groups, chambers, associations in 2005. So I'm a little bit of a go-getter. So I don't know if either of you have had that kind of experience where you kind of overextended yourself meeting people one-on-one, in person, coffee shop. It's a little, exhausting. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And so finally I'm like, okay, let me take the best out of all of these. And that's the way I've always looked at everything, is if I don't like something, someone else has to not like it. So it's always been my common concept. So I created my very first business networking group in 2006, and then quickly found that people wanted to do the same thing. So suddenly I had 35 chapters throughout the state of Texas. And I also met a gentleman at that time that changed my life. And I think we all had that kind of moment of meeting someone that you're like, oh, now I get it. So I met Bill, who's a billionaire. And Bill was not that impressive. He drove a Chrysler car. He didn't even drive a pickup in Texas. He always had blue jeans and T-shirts on. Nothing, he didn't look like a billionaire. And so I sat down with Bill one time and I was like, Bill, why are you a billionaire? And I'm not, I don't get it. You're not that impressive. And he's like, I've never had anyone say that to me before. I was like, well, you're just a normal dude. He goes, that's what billionaires are. He goes, but you've got to create multiple income streams. Yeah. He said, unfortunately, though, a lot of times people, they're an Uber driver, they're a Mary Kay lady, they're a realtor, they're like spread out themselves all thin, instead of looking at how can I do business at the same time making multiple income streams. And so I sold the business networking group organization, started another one, sold it, started the Public Speakers Association, because I thought, I love the whole idea of speaking instead of just one-to-one, one-to-many. So I love that concept. But every single time I always came out with the same question. Oh my gosh, Mark could change somebody's life. Tom could change somebody's life today. if someone could just know them, how do I get the world to know who they are? And that's what I've been noodling forever. And then I got involved with AI and algorithms. And guess what? They had the exact same, all these incredible geniuses creating all these different apps and games and all this cool stuff. They still had the same problem of how do you get people to know who you are so that they could buy your game or your widget or whatever it is. And so it dawned on me one day that there's got to be a solution. And it just hit me. And I was talking with Mr. Reed one day. I said, I have this idea. It's kind of crazy, but let me tell you about it. And he's like, we got to do this. And so he came up with the name Be Connected. And then 3.5 years later, here we are. We're just brought on, so exciting, the Google guy, a guy who literally created the traffic for Google back in the day. And everything is like in motion. It's very exciting.
Yeah, from an idea to vision to reality. We have a reality going on here. And I just want to let people know that it all starts with that thought. And I just want to encourage people out there. Our whole mission is out here with Elevate Your Profits, is for those people that are aspiring to go into business. We want to be a resource to encourage you and inspire you to follow that. Those that are already in business, take the lead from those that are doing it, because you don't have to recreate the wheel out there. It's just take the processes and ideas of other people and put them to work for yourself, and you'll have unbelievable success. So Tonya, I just want to say thank you for having the idea, creating the vision, working with other people. That's the key here. You're not working by yourself. And launched this platform, in February of 2020,
right before the pandemic. And now we're in 120 countries.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what I'd like you to do, if you could, verbally, is just share a little bit about what this platform is really designed to do for the business person.
Absolutely.
Compared to what we know that's out there in video conferencing, your Zooms, your go-to meetings, all those different platforms, LinkedIn,
Yes.
Twitter, all those, and what makes us different and why we're going to be a dominating player in this arena.
Yeah, it's all about timing. And like I said before, the way I created the business networking groups is exactly the same way here. Is I looked at what was I frustrated with out in the marketplace, and then what were people complaining about, and then created a solution for it. So Be Connected has 5 platforms all in one. We've got our virtual conferencing. So Zoom was not designed for entrepreneurs. Everything that we do here is designed for businesses and entrepreneurs to do business more efficiently and effectively, and to make more sales, right? It's about that connection factor. And so our virtual conferencing literally is designed so that people can take immediate action in the opportunity. They also can stream, just like we're doing right now. So they can stream from Be Connected to the other platforms. So they have live broadcasting. And then immediately is, just like you showed a video, putting it into what we call our widgets. You just click a button and it just plays, and there's no having to share screen or anything. You just play it, So it's about how do you create things more simple for your business so that you can get down and make things streamlined. That's the brilliance of it. So then we take that and we're like, okay, well, if we're going to do that, we're going to help people create immediate action. Let's make the first replay, because this always was an irritation of mine. How can we create a replay that's as effective as a live event? So we've got 2 images and 2 buttons over to the left. If you're here on Be Connected, you'll be able to see that in our Live in the Hive. But the replays have that as well. So say, Tom's talking about his ASEA, and which is amazing. I've been using it. It's lovely, by the way. And he's like, yeah, just go grab that and, go visit the website. Just click that button at the bottom. He can take immediate action with all of his live guests so that they don't have to wait. They don't have to figure out, how do I get that link? So this is a great way for people who do podcasts or shows, webinars, summits, anything that's recorded, to post it so that you can create that immediate traffic. And then we've got an actual news feed, like any social, media platform. Ours is social business, because you won't see anyone dancing silly or a funny video of someone's kitty cat. Probably, you never know, but it could be their business. But it's business post. So it's a great way for you people to see what you do, because 100% of all of the members can see what you post. And so it's an amazing opportunity to actually be seen, because that's the problem right now. You've got to spend a couple thousand or more on each of the platforms, even to be seen, because they make their algorithms so that you can't, because they want you to spend the money with them or be connected, especially at this moment as we're driving all this traffic. It's the perfect time to become one of our B stars, become one of the superstars here, and be connected and be seen. And the most we charge is $50 a month. You could also create groups. A lot of the platforms out there, their group creations either is horrible to work with, or no one can even see what you post. So, on a certain platform, only about 3% now can even see the post, or a Facebook Live. Oh, I did say the word. And so how is that efficient for your business? Nobody's seeing it. So why do it? Instead, drive that traffic here. And now everyone can see it. 100% of the people can see your lives, and join your groups and see what you post in the groups. So this is about being really efficient with your time. So that's really what we're all about, is how do we connect the world together and be more strategic in your business so you can get things done and find more clients.
Yeah, and something also you brushed over it, but it's the algorithm, the AI. When you complete your profile, it will match up with those that are great collaborative entities or your ideal customer, or whatever the case may be. So it's really linking up the artificial intelligence to match you up with opportunity that you wouldn't have in other platforms. So that's pretty exciting. And as we grow, that's going to be huge for the entrepreneur, because it's all about the numbers. How many people can you put yourself in front of with your message? And it's the numbers will work for themselves. So if you have a place where people are seeking opportunity or seeking exactly what you have to offer, and you're linked up with them with artificial intelligence, you have cracked the code to move your business further down the road than some of the traditional things we did, such as live networking events, passing your business card, the follow up, let's meet for coffee, and all that. Here you can connect instantaneously, put a message out, hey, let's schedule a time to get together, and we do it virtually like we're doing here. You're building that relationship, and you're moving your business down the road where you want it to go. So that's exciting. So the company has a pretty big vision. And I always like to talk about, I've been a proponent of passive residual income strategies my entire career. My first business venture was financial services, building a financial agency, hiring agents, and the residual income that came off of leveraging that network. I've been a proponent of that. Almost all my businesses are passive residual income opportunities. Can you speak a little bit about what this platform does? We talk about supersizing and monetizing your following. So can you share a little bit about what that means to those that are listening to this broadcast?
Yeah, one of the things when I started looking at, oh my gosh, I would spend so much time building Zoom's network or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, but yet they never sent me a check, not even a thank you note. And so what we wanted to do from the very beginning is make it so that here's another income stream while you're already doing what you're doing. So you're having meetings on the Be Virtual platform. Well, that person's going to go, this is cool. How do I get this? So instead of just, sending them and saying thanks, you actually get a little piece of that. So we want to work together with our members and say thank you versus just a thank you, or not even that, right? So we have an affiliate platform. It's 2-tier. And then we just are rounding the end of what we're calling our Elite 100 coaches. That's going to be over here really soon. So if you're listening to this, it's probably a reason, because you have an opportunity to talk to Tom about how do you become a coach for us. And what does that really mean? It means that we are going to be bringing in millions of people to the platform, and we need support. And so we need a handful of people to help all of those people. But say, you get 5,000 people that are connected to you. You're making great little extra side gig money from that. But you're also getting the chance to tell them about what you do and give them more insight about, if you're a realtor, or if you're an insurance person, or you're doing a SIA, or whatever it is, it's ability to get in front of new people that would have never known you. And so this is an opportunity that's only coming around right now. It's never coming back again. So it's a time to just reach out to support at Be Connected. Say you saw us today on Tom's show, or reach out to Tom if you know him directly, or Mark here.
Yeah. So it's a pretty exciting opportunity where no prospecting or no selling. You're talking about millions of people coming to our platform. That is a number a lot of people, as small entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, can't comprehend millions. We're worried about 1 or 2 to 10, 15, 20, maybe 100 people. If I could get that into that prospect list to a couple hundred or 3,000 or something, that'd be a pretty big deal. But we're talking about millions of people that you're going to have opportunity to present yourself to with this platform. Can you share a little bit about how that's going to be happening with your new acquisition with our chief marketing officer?
Absolutely.
And what his role is going to do to help this platform. Number one, it's not all about Be Connected. It's really about you that's listening to this. What can you get from this platform? The free version gives you a lot more power, less money than anything else that's out there. That's a plus in itself. But if you're looking to do more, if you're got organizations, you're a leader, you have big followings, this is the ideal platform to connect your people more efficiently, monetize it in a way I call parallel selling, that you have an opportunity. You built a relationship, you demonstrate who you are. Now you can introduce something else to them, and they're going to be more receptive. Can you share a little bit about Frank, the Google guy?
Absolutely. So we've been talking to this gentleman for about a year, and he was connected to us, like everyone else is. Someone introduces. And we didn't at first even know really who he was. He just sounded really smart. And then he kept coming back around. And the more we got to know him, the more we're like, now, who are you? And then we realized he actually was in the marketing department of Google from the beginning. So he helped them go to $750 billion in revenue. And he got to hit a ceiling, and he's like, I could stay here. I think it's time for me to do something on my own. So he starts working with billionaires. The last billionaire he was working with brought in 1.4 million active users in less than 90 days. And so when he saw our platform, he's been wanting to come in and work with us because he loves what we're doing. And so we just brought him on this last week. I can't believe it. It's like it's all happening right now. And he thinks, because he came from Google, he thinks in the millions and billions, because that's what he's used to. So he's talking the other day, he was like, I think we need to go after micro influencers. I was like, oh, okay. Micro influencer to me is like someone who has 5,000 on Facebook and 10,000 on LinkedIn. No, his is 1 million people. And so he's like talking about 1 million people as a micro influencer. So that's what he's going to do, is to start driving the traffic to Be Connected. So if you've ever wanted to have a chance to really be seen in the marketplace, take advantage of this moment, because like I said, there's YouTube stars because they got in before the push, right? There's TikTokers only because they were in before the big push. It's a time that doesn't come back again, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's really exciting with this platform and what he brings to the table, and he's done it once. If he can do it once, he can do it again. So I'd like to have you just talk briefly. There's 4 ways to make money with this platform. Number 1 is use the platform to promote yourself and your business. Income number 1. Income number 2 is by sharing this platform as an affiliate, you're going to get the affiliate commissions, and that's a very unique compensation plan that if you want to know more about it, you can reach out to me and DM me or email me, wherever the case may be, and I could run you through that process. The third part of that is the bonus pool, which is a passive income, no production requirements. Can you share a little bit about that, and then the big picture, the top 20 of the Elite 100?
Yeah, we wanted people to be able to have an opportunity to be kind of a little bit of an owner of Be Connected. So many of these other platforms are massive, and it's only the top guys that are making any of the money. We wanted to really spread it out because we know that if Mark is happy and Tom is happy and everyone is making money, then it lifts all of us, and we can all go out and do so many amazing things in this world through that. And so we created a couple different things. Like Tom was saying, we've got what we're calling a bonus pool. Please just contact us. So we don't really want to cover it here on the live streaming, but we can actually go through it with you. And then for 20 really rock star amazing people, we're actually giving equity away of the company. So if you're like, oh, I want to get out there and I want to tell the world about Be Connected, let's have a conversation, because it's so doable right now to be one of our top superstars.
Yeah, that's my objective. Is I've targeted that top 20. So being in the right place at the right time is always key. I remember when my wife and I, Kathy, we first got married. That's 35 years coming this October. So
nice.
I'm a blessed man that I've, in my life to have her. But her brother was a significant player at UPS. And he contacted me, he says, if you've got $10,000, you'll never have to worry about money ever again. We were just married. We didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. So,
yeah.
That was an opportunity I missed. And today, I probably wouldn't be here having this conversation if I was in that place, because the money wouldn't have been an issue. So today, it's sort of that same opportunity. How many opportunities come along that can change, create legacy income or legacy opportunity? And I believe Be Connected, after number 1, it's more than just the money. It's the ethos of the company, which you stand for, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're spreading the wealth around, making the opportunity a doable thing. It's not pie in the sky. It's all doable. It does take some effort and focus on anything to have success, but I appreciate you and JR from where you're coming from, the heart, and wanting to help people become successful. I just want to let you know that. That means a lot. I think that's more important than the dollars I'm going to make down the road. So,
yeah,
it's a great example.
It's, how do we all play together in the same sandbox? There's so much out there that's so negative. I'm like, let's get past all the negativity, and can we start focusing on some positive things, And I still have to this day where people are like, no, this is way too good. This can't be true, And, but that's the way we designed this. And sometimes, like you were saying, you had an opportunity and you passed it by. I've had the same thing. I was standing in my retail store and I'm in my 20s and all my money is going into, buying the next thing for my shelf. And this guy is like, hey, you need to get in on this. There's going to be these stores that are going to sell really expensive coffee. You need to get in on this. I was like, oh, nobody's going to buy expensive coffee. What are you talking about? My parents buy Folgers in the big cans. Darn.
I want to acknowledge somebody's watching this night, David Roberts. I've had an opportunity to meet with David. I'm going to be on his Zombie Warriors versus Zombies podcast here in the future. I look forward to having him on our program. Mark, he's going to be coming on our program as well. Here's a gentleman, being at the right place at the right time and seeing it. Many times he has an extensive business background, being a vice president of one of the biggest corporations in America, and some of the other things he's done. He saw it, and when you see somebody like Dave Roberts make that commit and pull the trigger, you have something real. So I just want to let people, Dave, thanks for making your comments there.
Yes.
Timing is everything.
Yeah, he says Google partners are multimillionaires today. So how about that? So there you go.
Would I be out of line if I said this platform, the whole concept is sort of going to be built on the same premise that Google Partners is that we're going to reward those that help this effort move forward in a big way?
That's the way we've always looked at it. It's always been about the people that are helping us build what we do are going to benefit from that effort, right? And what happens to a lot of people is they think that success becomes before work. Well, that only happens in the dictionary. You always still have to put in some effort to make things happen. But at the end of the day, is anybody going to thank you for that? And we want to make sure we say thank you to everyone that's part of that process with us, because we do appreciate it. We would not have gotten where we are now and attracted the Google guy if it wasn't for everybody's efforts.
Yeah, Dave is making some comments here. They're spot on. The do is the key, is taking action. Thanks, Dave, for your comments. But I just want to let people know that's hearing this, there's a window of opportunity that's only going to pass you once. And I encourage you, if you're looking for something to create a legacy income for you and your family, reach out to myself and I'll get your questions answered and link you up to have a conversation with Tonya and or JR specifically about what we do on the backside on the income opportunity. We're not here to hype anything here, but it is real and it's legit. So, but I'm just encourage people, take your limited thinking off. Take the lid off your head, because this universe that we're operating in, digital space, is bigger than we can comprehend in the business sense. I've been in business for myself since '83, and hundreds of thousands is a big number. Here we're talking billions. So this is a whole different game, and you can have a piece of it by being in the right place at the right time. So pull that limited thinking off, expand your thinking, be connected with people that have a vision and can tie you into that vision as well. So
I love it. I love that both of you are so much involved, and I appreciate that. I really do.
I always like getting your comments, Tonya. If I do something like, hey, Mark, you don't have to pull something from LinkedIn over here to this platform, or I appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, she's right. I don't need to do that, do I?
Well, we get into what we normally do, and we don't stop to even think of how can we do it better? How can we be more efficient with our time? And so, yeah.
Mark, do you have any questions for Tonya?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, Tonya, you were talking about where this thing's, we always say what's now, what's new. Where do you see this really going? I mean, here we are in the infancy of this, and, Tom was the guy that introduced me to this, and I'm like, man, what is this? And how do you get a free version? And, everybody's a skeptic. You're skeptical of what you're going to get yourself involved in. But then he talked about Brown. And my dad, way back in the day, bought IT&T stock. And he was lucky and fortunate enough where it helped him become a millionaire. I mean, and so one day Tom said, Mark, this thing is just getting ready to explode, and you and I just don't have an idea where it's going to go. And this is it. This could be that opportunity. And could you share with us where, like, when you and JR, or now you've got Frank in this menagerie of people, and there's so many other people, and I am still learning how to use this tool. Where does it go from here? I mean, what do you see this thing doing?
Yeah, we're listening to our members. What is the biggest pain points that they have. And we've got a lot of, we try to look at everything in simplicity terms. How can we simplify, the gentleman that's out there who's trying to sell insurance, the lady who's a realtor, how do we simplify their business? And one of the things that we're looking at is just through the platform is how do we take a lot of the platforms that are out there and put it all into one. So that way you're not running around and spending hundreds and thousands of dollars a month when you could just do it all in one place. So there's a lot of things that the IT department's already gearing up for. Even just, really quickly, we're going to have the feed where you're going to be able to not only comment, but also share it to the rest of the platforms. And so now people won't have to go and create something on another platform and try to shoot it into different ones. You can literally start here and propel it out. So there's a lot of things like that it's coming that's just going to blow people's minds because it's all about how you create more simplicity.
That in itself intrigues me, just the fact that I can share while we're doing live versus going in after the fact and then share out my replay to my audience. That's pretty exciting. So,
yeah, I will say this because I'm deficient, when it comes to technology. I'm not afraid to admit that. I mean, I love using it. I'm an end user all the way, but your technicians are very helpful because I've dealt with them twice and they showed me a thing or two as to what this platform could actually do, like meeting that version of it, and I was like, wow, I didn't know you could do this and that. And
Yeah.
I've used this with people, to have a conversation, just to see what it was like versus Zoom or Teams,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me because people are like, oh, it doesn't do this one micro thing, right? And you're missing the big picture. And I think this is always the problem working with small businesses, from my business networking groups to the speakers and authors and coaches. They get stuck in something that makes no difference to their bottom line, right? They get stuck in,
Right.
Oh, I've been doing it this way for 20 years. I've got to keep doing it that way. Instead of saying, there's got to be a new way. It's got to be a more efficient way. There's got to be a way that's going to make me money today. And that's, if we could just help people see that they could just adjust their viewpoint of how to do business today, not the way it was a year ago or right before the pandemic, but how do you adjust for today and move forward? And a lot of times people don't even realize how much what they used to do in whatever platform actually hurts their business. People who love polls, people are like, oh, you need polls. I'm like, really? Because it's one of the most not only ineffective things for your business, but it's the most harmful things for your business. And people don't even understand that, but yet they are stuck on it, instead of reaching out and asking somebody, hey, what do you think about, why don't you have, right? Mm-hmm. It's those kind of things that makes people go, oh, there's a new way, I had to do that myself a million times. Even my blonde, long, straight hair, I used to be curly and dark. I miss it, but I had to adjust as I got older. I got whiter, so I had to not be, dark-headed anymore. We got to adjust, people. We got to adjust.
Yeah, that's a key thing in business. You got to adapt and be. What I would say here, just the platform itself, those who get into it are early adapters. They will learn how to use it more effectively. And I think the most important thing is, especially when it comes to the opportunity, the affiliate side or the bonus pool or the coaching side, is the real opportunities for those that recognize the early adapter. We're in that phase right now. The companies you're already past the early adapter. You came up with the idea, you put everything in motion. Now it's going to be the next 2 years is where the real opportunities in any business. If you look at early adapting charts of businesses, it's that first 4 to 5 years, the people that see it, they're saying, well, wait until see if it is successful. They recognize the concept was right. They jumped on, put some faith in their decision, pulled the trigger, and went for the ride. And that's where we are right now. That's what keeps me excited, is where we're at today and where it's going to go. And if anybody out there that's hesitant or tentative, and you want to get a little excitement in your life and have something that would stimulate you in a way and keep you excited on the money side, you definitely want to reach out. This is not hype. There's a reality here. And you've created reality with the platform. It's working. We're using it right now. So any question about technology, does it work? Yes, we're using it right now. We may have had some little difficulty. And that's on my side here. I didn't log everybody in properly. But we
Yes,
learn
I
by
always
doing-
suggest everyone do a test before you do a full show. Just do a little test.
So here we are. We're,
And
it's
we
part
all
of,
made the trip too, man.
Just dive in. Just do it.
But that's something Tom talked about is, and I think, and you mentioned it, the fear factor. Sometimes you just need to dive in there and take massive act. Just do it. And, you remember your first stream. I remember one time Ken Walls talked about that because he has a program for people that want to live stream. And, excuse me for the language, but yeah, I sucked. I mean, but you keep doing it and you get better at it. And, and that's all. It's like anything else. And like this is new, and I know I'll get better and more proficient at using it. I just thought tonight was kind of cool, and I said, well, this is a learning experience. So, just roll with it. And I just did what you told me to do, and I'm like, I know I'm going to make it. I'm not going to freak out over it, and I did. So,
Yeah, exactly. I know that I think the hardest thing is getting over the fears of anything,
Sure.
and even when I went to that business networking group, I just was I was such an introvert. I loved showing people my picture back then because they're like, that's you, but I wrote down everything that feared me and I just attacked every single thing. And what happens is you start realizing that all the crazy things that you think is going to happen from doing that one action doesn't actually happen.
Right.
And then pretty soon it gets easier and easier. You're like, why am I so afraid? Now, it doesn't mean that fears don't still pop up, but you learn how to deal with them more, Yeah.
Well, Tonya, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy time. I know you've got a lot of things on the plate and a lot of lining things up, getting people in these places for the elite coaching. And Matt, I know your calendar is tight. So I appreciate you being here, sharing the Be Connected idea and vision. And we're excited for you. We're excited for the entire, we call it family. The membership is family. Don't take this resource lightly. Get in and learn it. Grow your business even with the free version. We're not here to promote the paid version. Get in and use the resource, and you'll propel your business to where you've always visioned to go. So I just encourage, because we've got a great community of people like Dave Roberts and some of the other people that are here. Former vice president, I'm not going to name the name of the corporation, but they make automobiles, right? And he was a VP in that organization. So he saw this platform from a business perspective, and he's all in, correct?
Oh yeah. And we do have live customer support. I know a lot of you going, what is that? But we do have live support.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I want to close with the business side of the platform, the Be Connected side, where you're in the community, you create your profile and all that. One of the key things here is your data isn't being sold off and manipulated like the other platforms. They're just data mining and selling off your information. You wonder why you did a post or you made a comment in your email and you suddenly wondered why you're getting these ads relative to something you might have typed or put out there. So this company's not doing that at all. So that tells me a lot about the integrity of the company. And we want to help people grow not just financially, but grow. Being a business is a growth process. It's not a destination. You got to always be learning and adapting and be willing to try new things as well in business. So, Mark, do you have anything else? And now,
Well, I was just going to say, I've been reading this book here. It's Robert Kiyosaki. It's the updated version, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But he says here that he talks about technology, but he said, I'm just going to read something real quick. Sometimes it's easier to resist change than it is to embrace it. And to me, that's what this whole Be Connected thing is. The most hits I get are my Gmail, you have another chat, or you have this, or when you were talking about like other platforms, to buy this, to do this, just based on your profile, those are the type of emails I get. I'm like, oh my God, I got like 10 chats from Be Connected. So I got to check out what's what and who's who. And it's pretty neat, starting to get the feel for it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to growing with this program for sure.
So Tonya, again, I just want to say
thank you again, Tonya, for giving your time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got to go now, and we're scheduling Mr. Frank Fosto to fly here into Vegas. So,
Wow.
Lots of going on.
Yeah.
a parting thought for our audience, something you'd like to just leave inspiration wise or awareness wise, parting thought from you.
I read a quote one time, and I'm not a big quote person, but it changed my life. And it is, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So stop searching for who you think you should be. Create who you want to be. If you want to be someone with long blonde hair, make it happen. Just do it. Have fun doing it, and find people that'll be part of the community that you can be a part of, instead of always trying to do everything yourself. That was the hardest thing for me, is to look at a team environment versus trying to do everything for myself,
And I just want to say before we roll this down, I just want to thank those that are participating tonight, making their comments. It's much, much appreciated. And just share this out with your audience as well. And Mark, I know this is going out to my Facebook platforms, my YouTube channel.
Right.
I'll push those out as well.
Right.
So, Tonya, again, thank you very much. And you want to close this out, Mark, with any final thought yourself?
I'm just grateful to be here, and be part of something that's very unique. And I think it's cutting edge, and I have no idea where it's going to take me, but I'm just going to grab on and enjoy the ride, man, and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Key, have fun. So with that all said, we are going to wrap it down. We'll close it with our exit video, Mark. Okay.
Thank you.
If I can find it, here we go.
As he's searching, anticipation.
I know, he's got me